guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your week ahead reading. We are looking at your general life during the week, your love life and also your career. Sit back, relax and enjoy your reading. Hi guys, just want to show you the cards that are being used firstly before we crack on. For your general message for the week, we're using the beautiful Tarot of Mystical Moments by Catherine Welch Stein. I actually got this deck from America. It's coming, if you live in the UK guys, it's coming to the UK around, I think, probably around April time. I couldn't wait any longer for this for this deck. I really had to have it, so I had to order it. And kind of paid double the price of what I've paid for it here, but it's a mass market deck. And when I say it's not like a mass market deck, I mean it's not like a mass market deck. It's really, really high quality. And it's beautiful. You see what I mean once we start using it for the reading. So that's for your general message. For your career message, we're using the Radiant Weight Tarot, Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot in a tin. Well, we all know what the Rider-Waite is, don't we? For the love reading, we're using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. She's a YouTuber and she's incredible. She creates some of the most fantastic tarot and oracle decks. Really love her work. And finally, for your spiritual advice this week, we are using another Catherine Welch Stein deck, and it's the Oracle of Mystical Moments. So she created actually the Oracle of Mystical Moments first, and then she followed it up with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Both decks are beautiful, especially this one. So yeah, that's what we're using this week, guys. Hi Scorpio, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your week ahead reading, the 1st to the 7th of February 2021. Okay, Scorpio, so the cards are down. Let's have a look at what the general message is for the week. The Star. So Star is all about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. This is a card about fulfillment as well. Sometimes a star can be internet, it can be electronic, it can be things that are at a distance or far away. It can also be the achievement and the accumulation of a goal, or the achievement of a dream or a goal, that type of thing. Freedom, independence, Two of Wands energy. That's an interesting one. The Two of Wands for me, you can look at it as, well, you could attribute a word called dominion to this. Leadership, taking charge with the Two of Wands there. I mean, there's something about taking charge here with the Two of Wands energy, of one's own destiny in a way with the Two of Wands. And the Star card is all about having those dreams and wishes. So some of you guys, maybe there's something about having a dream or a wish about taking charge of your own life with the Two of Wands energy showing here. The Ace of Cups energy showing here. It's an interesting one, but I just feel that some of you guys are dreaming about taking charge. The Ace of Cups is about new beginnings, new life, new love is the Ace of Cups. It's also a card about abundance as well. And what I tend to like to do with this particular deck as well, Scorpio, is look at the actual imagery as well. And if you look here, there's just tons and tons of butterflies just coming out of this cup. As if they are being released. There's something here being released here, I think, with the Ace of Cups. But the Ace of Cups is also abundance as well. Now, we've got a Nine of Swords showing here. You know, I just feel that, you know, when I look at an Ace of Cups and the Ace of Cups, especially when it's with a sword, card like the Nine of Swords, it reminds me of something that needs to be healed. And the Ace of Cups is all about healing. Okay, and the Nine of Swords is all about your worries. Let's have a look at the final card. The King of Cups energy showing here. This is for me about emotional control, because this is you, Scorpio, as well. So I just feel that it almost kind of smacks to me this particular line of cards, Scorpio. And remember, within tarot, you can read the tarot any way you see fit, any way that kind of, you know, stands out to you. I choose in this, I mean, usually sometimes I'll read sort of, you know, I think it's right to left or left to right, whatever it is. or however you're viewing this. It might be left to right that you're viewing this, because I've got the cards turned upside down towards me. Sorry, away from me. But how I choose to do this is I choose to look at what makes sense first in the 5 card reading. And what makes sense first to me is the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords, and also these 2 cards here. But also, actually, no, I'll tell you what makes sense to me more. It's the Star and the 2 of Wands, and then these cards, and then the King of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords. I feel that what the message for the week is that some of you guys are dreaming about really taking charge of your life. Now, the 2 of Wands, when we're looking to take charge of our own lives, Scorpio, it can be in anything. Some of you guys may be looking to take charge by getting out of debt, for example. Some of you guys may be looking to take charge by getting a better job or leaving a particular job that you've got. But I just feel that there are wounds. Now, I often call the Nine of Swords, there are a couple of cards that I attribute to wounding, and, well, 3 cards actually. No, 4. There's quite a few actually. The ones that stand out to me that would indicate wounding and somebody who is wounded, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 9 of Wands is one, and the 3 of Swords. Those are the 4 cards that really... There are plenty of other cards within the tarot that indicate wounding, but those are the cards that always kind of, whenever they show up, the word wounded just comes to mind. And I do feel that there is a need to heal. And actually as well, if you look at the butterflies, and this is what I say about tarot when we're looking at imagery and we're just getting something from the imagery, you know. And from the imagery, this Ace of Cups feels like the word release, which is why I always say within tarot, you shouldn't always go with what, you know, a standard meaning of a card is. You don't have to, because literally, if you just go with your intuition and go with what the card is giving you, if you feel that card and if you feel that imagery and you just go with it, usually it feels like it, you know, it would be right. If you were doing somebody's reading, you were really just going in on what you were feeling on those cards. Usually that would probably prove to be the right interpretation of whatever they're experiencing. But there's definitely a sense of needing to, I feel here, release whatever the Nine of Swords is. Now the Nine of Swords is wounding and it's also pain. And I feel that also, with the King of Cups being a very controlling character as well, the emotional control, because the King of Cups is somebody who is very emotionally controlled. So sometimes he isn't particularly the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups often indicates a certain release. If you look at the Ace of Cups on many a deck, what you'll find, Scorpio, is that there is water just pouring out of it, which often suggests to me the word release, like emotional release. Whereas with the King of Cups, he's often sat on the water. Now, we do have a female version of the King of Cups here. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really getting any downloads from her as yet. I can see that the ship is passing through her. It's almost like there is a door and the ship is passing through. But I feel that, in a way, with the King of Cups being, and potentially most of the time the King of Cups is sitting on water, and which really is indicative of his ability to control, because water is emotion. So with him sitting on water, his ability to control his emotions. But if you look at the Nine of Swords here, this is pain, but also look, can you see all the eyes on the Nine of Swords? It almost reminds me of, if you look at them, especially this pair here, just looks really startled. What comes to mind with me as well with all the eyes is paranoia as well. And I just feel that some of you guys, your hopes are, it's almost like the universe is saying, well, look, Scorpio, we know that you're hoping with this star to take some form of control of your life. You're hoping to, for some of you guys, it's to put yourself out there. For some of you guys, it's to start a business with the Two of Wands. For some of you guys, it's to... I don't think it's so much debt or anything with that Two of Wands, but there's something about, because the Two of Wands is baby Aries, so it's leadership, it's putting yourself out there, okay? It's literally asserting yourself, asserting your power, maintaining your control and dominion over whatever it is that you have or whatever it is that you wish to have. And some of you guys, I think, Scorpio, the message is you're really hoping that you can do this with the Two of Wands. I think there's two things. Firstly, I think it's actually saying that before you can do this, you need to do this, those last 3 cards. So I feel that in order to achieve the hope that you want, the hope of perhaps with the Two of Wands energy moving forward in a certain direction, I think with the Eight of Cups being that the butterflies are being released, it almost feels like you need to release your I think with the Nine of Swords also being the card of fear, you need to release the fear that you hold on, that some of you guys may be holding on to, because the Nine of Swords is fear. And the Ace of Cups can be release, or it can be healing, you know. So you need to either release, well, both. You need to release and heal whatever the Nine of Swords is. I feel that for some of you guys with the King of Cups energy showing here as well, some of you guys are far too controlled. You're far too... There's a sense of as well, I feel, when I look at the Nine of Swords and the King of Cups, of paranoia showing up here. There's a real need to control everything within your life. And I just feel that if you are hoping to pursue this new road, to pursue this new journey with the Two of Wands energy, then there is a need to heal this need almost to control whatever is going on with you. Some of you guys are feeling a real sense of paranoia, I think, with this Nine of Swords energy showing up. And I just feel that in that paranoia, there is a need then with the King of Cups energy to almost suppress your desires, if you like, and almost to, perhaps some of you guys are afraid that certain things won't work out. Perhaps some of you guys are afraid of failure. But I feel that there is a need to kind of release that fear if you're going to stand any type of chance of moving forward with that Two of Wands. I do really feel with this Nine of Swords and the King of Cups, because to me they're both very mute cards when they're together. The Nine of Swords is somebody who can really internalize fear, and the King of Cups is somebody who can really internalize emotion, you know, both of them. So to me, when they're together, one is not cancelling out the other. Just sometimes like the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups can be an overflow of fear with the Nine of Swords energy. And then the King of Cups also can be muting that, hiding that fear. There's an overflow with both cards, but it's being muted and it's kind of being retracted by the King of Cups. But I think that because this is an advice reading, there needs to be an out. There needs to be a positive message in here. And the positive message comes via the Ace of Cups. Okay, some of you guys really do want to achieve this new path. You really have a hope to start on this new track, to take charge. Some of you guys are really hoping that you can take charge of your life. But I think that I think the universe is kind of trying to say to you, Scorpio, it's not that easy to do that when you've got baggage. And what I'm seeing with these three cards here is a hell of a lot of baggage that's being suppressed here. And I also feel with the King of Cups, if you can see here as well, the ship is passing through. It's almost like it's passing under a bridge. I think that you've got to allow something to pass through, because this is movement and progress. So I think that in order for you to, you guys who are hoping for this breakthrough, you guys who are hoping to take charge of your life with the Two of Wands, I mean, you've got the world in your hand. You have that potential there already, Scorpio. You already have the potential. But I think that if you're hoping to take the world by storm, I think that if you're hoping to take some form of control or charge of your life with these two cards here, I think that you need to either release some form of pain, release some form of paranoia, release some deep-seated wounds that you carry with you, like scars on your body, and allow whatever this is to pass through. Even if it's difficult, you're going to have to allow it to pass through, because as long as you carry whatever those blockages are, you're never really going to get to the next stage of what you're looking for. Let's have a look at the career advice for the week. Judgment. So this could be a new beginning for some of you guys. A transformation is Judgment energy. So we're ending one cycle and we're transforming. Something new is beginning. Something fresh is happening with the Judgment energy. On the other hand, the Judgment energy actually indicates a judgment being levied or having to make a really important decision. It's a card about being at a crossroads. There's a Queen of Wands. I just feel that there may be a judgment coming from an individual here with the Queen of Wands card showing here. Sorry, I'm just having a drink of ginger beer. You guys that have been with me a long time know that I like ginger beer. It feels to me like there's a judgment from a woman here. Or maybe some of you guys have been judged by a particular individual here. But I think that with the Hangman, it almost feels like you've got to just rise above this with the Hangman. I think the advice is that if you've received some form of judgment, or you know, if you've had somebody who's levied some form of judgment against you, Scorpio, i.e. this Queen of Wands, I think the Hangman being the card about rising above stuff, there's a need to rise above it. And there's and in a way as well, with the Hangman being the card of surrender and acceptance, there's a need to really just surrender and accept whatever is going on here, maybe with this individual here. Because I just feel that with the star energy, things are going to turn out for the best with the star energy. But also with the star energy, it's about letting go and releasing. So perhaps the advice here I'm getting, Scorpio, in terms of your career, it looks to me like there's a judgment from an individual that some of you guys have received. It may not have been, it doesn't feel like it was nasty. It may have just been constructive. But then again, the Queen of Wands does tend to like to get her own way. So I'm just getting, and she does things with enthusiasm and force. So it does feel like there may have been a judgment from an individual here. But I think the advice is just really just to rise above it. And both card actually, with the Hangman and the Star card, both cards would indicate the need to just release. Let go and release. So I just feel with both cards there's a need to release with this Star and the Hangman energy. Yeah, and that's it. Just let it go. Okay, so I think in terms of work this week, the advice is if you do receive any kind of, you know, and the judgment from the Queen of Wands, a judgmental woman here, is just it's a critique. It may be a criticism from someone concerning something that you've done, Scorpio. But I do feel that the stark advice this week is just release and let it go. You've got three cards indicating the need to let go and release. Hangman is the card of letting go and releasing because it's surrender and let go. The Star is certainly just releasing, and she's pouring water into the little river here, or the little pond here, and really, that's emotion. Just release everything, just let it go. And the cup, the Adder Cups again is a card about just letting it go. So you've got three cards indicating the need to let go. So yeah, there may be a critique from someone concerning work, but just let it go. Just accept whatever they're saying, release it, and just let it go if you can, because it's just not worth holding on to that type of negative energy. What'll happen, Scorpio, is it will just ruin your week. Finally, let's have a look at love. Ten of Cups, which is emotional satisfaction. This can be the soulmate card as well, especially if it shows up with another court card or a Two of Cups or something like that. Okay, so I feel that within the home or within a relationship, there does seem to be some apathy or unhappiness with the Four of Coins energy showing here. But then no, this is not the Four of Cups. I think it's the way that it's been drawn on the Four of Coins energy. The Four of Coins can be possessiveness, but it can also be somebody who's hiding things. Let's have a look at the next card. Oh. So there's stress with the Nine of Wands energy. And I think that some of you, it feels like there's a situation for some of you guys in which it may be that somebody has been, it feels to me like somebody's been hiding something here and they're not opening up too much. And it feels like that this may have caused quite a bit of stress here with the Nine of Wands energy showing there. Some of you guys might be feeling stressed that somebody wants to leave because they're holding back with the Four of Coins. Okay? Because the Four of Coins is kind of like not opening up. This is a very secretive card at times. So there may be secrets in the relationship, or somebody's being secretive in your relationship here. I'm not saying it's happening this week, but I'm just saying, because I'm trying to find, what I like to do now is ask the universe, what messages does it have for you this week? What words of advice or encouragement or whatever? And the message for love is, if somebody around you, Scorpio, has been distant with the Four of Coins energy, detached in the relationship, if they've been very detached in this relationship, and I think that, some of you may be worried that they want to leave. They want to walk away with the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Cups energy. The Two of Coins is juggling. I think that you need to kind of with the Two of Coins energy, weigh things up. It depends on how you want to read that. We could read it as a prediction, or we could read it as an advice. I think as advice, some of you guys, if the partner has been distant, detached in this relationship, some of you guys are definitely worried about them wanting to leave or walk away, or maybe they're unhappy and they're bored, or whatever the case is. I think that with the Two of Coins energy showing that there is a need for you now to kind of just wait, because the Nine of Wands almost reminds me of the Nine of Swords. So some of you guys are getting really stressed about it. But I do feel there is a need to kind of compose oneself and just kind of for a moment weigh things up. Okay? Just weigh up. Just ask yourself the question, do they really want to leave, or is there something else that is bothering the partner? So it may be a good week, I think, Scorpio, to ask the partner questions. If you're involved with someone, because this to me looks like speculation. This Nine of Wands looks like speculation to me, because some of you guys are really stressing out about somebody who seems to be very detached within your relationship. And I think that the stress also comes with the Eight of Cups. Perhaps some of you guys are worried that the partner wants to leave. Maybe they're bored, they're not interested anymore. Maybe they're going to leave. But I think that there's no point in kind of just imagining this stuff, Scorpio. There is a real need for you to ask those questions. So I think the advice for this week concerning love is, if you don't really know what's going on with a partner, if the partner is acting differently or acting strangely, or they're not acting the way that they usually act, or if they're acting very secretive, or they're being very detached. And I think instead of kind of getting really stressed out that somebody is going to leave or walk away, then why not question? Because the Two of Coins is the card about weighing things up. Weighing things up. So when we weigh things up, we question them. So I think really with the Two of Coins, we could turn that card around and riff off that and call it a card about questioning. So if you want to ask somebody a question, the Two of Coins will often come up and say, question it. So I think it's a really important thing, Scorpio, that if you are having doubts about a relationship that you're in at the moment, I think it's really important to ask instead of kind of worrying about it on your own and stressing about it and stressing, oh, they're going to leave, this, that and the other. Maybe the best thing is just to ask them outright what's going on. Just get the answers. That's what I would say this week. Okay, let's quickly go over the reading again before we finish up and do our spiritual advice for the week, Scorps. Let me just get a quick drink, another sup of my thirsty work doing week ahead, actually. I haven't done them in so long, it gets quite tiring. Okay, so first things first, your general message for the week, Scorpio. Some of you guys are really hoping that you can, I think with the star, you've got an aspiration, a wish, a desire with the star energy. And I think it's a really strong desire to take charge of your life moving forward. I get the impression that some of you guys are really visualizing being in a particular position in life, being in control, because some of you guys probably don't feel so in control at the moment. So these two cards kind of smack to me of somebody who really is imagining. If you look at the star and look at her, she's got the wings on her back, she's got the star in her hand, she's looking upward to the sky. There's a sense of aspiration here, and there's an aspiration, I think, for some of you guys to really take charge with the Two of Wands. But I think you need to sort your stuff out first. I think firstly you need to heal whatever wounds you're carrying, because if you look at the girl here, she's got all these eyes over her, so there's paranoia involved for some of you guys. Some of you guys are carrying a lot of baggage with you, a lot of wounds with you, and I think there's a need, if you want to move forward, if you want to move to the next stage of your life, Scorpio, this year, I think this week the universe is saying sort your stuff out first. There is a need to heal those wounds that you've been carrying and just let it pass through. Whatever it is that you've been carrying with you, with this King of Cups energy, it's time just to let it pass through, because some of you guys have really, King of Cups also, there's a saying with him, still waters run deep, and some of you guys have been holding on. You've been suppressing a lot of emotions with that King of Cups energy. There's been a lot of paranoia here, a lot of worries, a lot of fears. You've been sitting on, you've almost, but you've been with both of these cards here, it looks to me, Scorpio, like you've been internalizing a lot of stuff as well. And it's time, if you look at the butterflies coming out of the Ace of Cups, it's time just to release that. You can move forward and you can realize all of the dreams that you want, but unless you are able to release whatever it is that you've been carrying, this is probably going to be difficult to achieve. So now is the time to really focus on releasing all of that energy, and a lot of it is very negative energy that will not let you move to the next stage unless you start working on releasing that. In terms of work, I just see perhaps some criticism from a colleague or a boss or something in work. Let it go, Scorpio. Don't hold on to it. It will ruin your week. Hangman start, and the Eight of Cups is all about letting things go. So criticism from someone, let it go, let it pass. Don't let it affect your week. Finally, in love, some of you guys have someone, a partner, a loved one, somebody you really care about, but this person is keeping things from you in this, you know, in this relationship. In fact, I would probably go and say that they, with this Ten of Cups, because the Ten of Cups is ruled by Pisces, and Pisces' ruling planet is Neptune. Is it Neptune? I think it's Neptune. It's all about the illusion. So if you look here, this is the perfect little family with this Ten of Cups card here. So in some of your, for some of you Scorpios, in your relationships, to the world, to the outside, you present yourself as the perfect unit, as the perfect family, as the perfect relationship with the Ten of Cups. But if you look at this, and they're outside of the building, aren't they? But look at what's going on inside of the building. But inside, possibly the partner or you, whoever it is not so happy. And some of you guys are, so I just feel that the message is that on the outside, a partner may be presenting themselves as being really happy in the relationship, but on the inside, when you're home, when you're just together, they may be showing that they're unhappy or miserable, or they may not be particularly communicative or open or anything. And some of you guys are left worrying that maybe this partner wants to leave. Maybe with the Eight of Cups and the Two. Now the Eight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles can also be that possibly you're stressing out that this person's going to see other people in the dead of night, because the Eight of Cups can be one of those. It's funny because she's not walking, but if you do get an Eight of Cups like this, and then you get a Two of Coins, that can easily show somebody in the dead of night who's going out and they're messing about with others. And some of you guys might be worried about that. But I would also say that if you're stressing that your partner seems very different when you're around people, or when you're, you know, when you're outside of the home, or when there are people around, whether it's on Zoom or, you know, whether you're at a party or whatever the case is, that if you're worried that the partner presents something different, because this is a very different energy to that. And some of you guys may be saying, shit, my partner is like this when we're around people, but then when we're home, they're like this. And I'm really worried that maybe the partner's bored, maybe they want to leave me. I think the advice from the universe would say, question, ask. Two of Coins. Two of Coins is weighing things up, so ask. It's a questioning card. If you're that worried, Scorpio, don't sit kind of stressing about it. Ask. Ask outright. Ask, you know, what's going on? You know, is there an issue here? Why are you being like this when we're around people and then like this when we're by ourselves? You know, ask the question. I think it's really important. Okay, let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is for the week, Scorpio. Under My Umbrella. I really like that card. Let's have a look at what the spiritual advice is for Under My Umbrella. Card number 20. Let's have a look. So a man is perched on the back of a giant parrot. He is holding an umbrella which keeps the bird dry from the rain. This man is happy to help. He does not fear climbing up the big bird or a possible nip from her sharp beak. He is optimistic that his small umbrella is good enough to protect the bird from the weather. He is a true friend, aware of the power of a helping touch or smile to brighten someone's day. In turn, he is rewarded with a burst of colour in his own life. It's interesting because the card is about compassion, care and friendship. Really interesting. I'm just trying to find out what the actual message is. So I just feel that, you know, the message this week, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because it's talking about a man perched underneath an umbrella. Does not fear climbing up the big bird or a possible nip from her sharp beak. He's optimistic that his small umbrella is good enough to protect the bird from the weather. I just really feel that the message with this card this week is just have faith and have trust that you are protected. Even if something seems scary, even if something seems even if something is really worrying, even if something is making you feel like things could fall apart at any minute, I think that the ethos of this card, really, the way that I'm looking at it now, is just to know that no matter what is going on with you, for good or for bad, that you are definitely protected, Scorpio. Alright, that is your reading for the week, Scorps. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you would like your own private reading, click on the link in the comment section below. Also, if you want to see a walkthrough of the Tarot of Mystical Moments, which is like my favourite deck of all at the moment, there's a link also in the comment section for that, so you can check that out. Alright, love you guys loads. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.